welcome to this Cards from Scraps video. So in this video I'm going to take some scraps, the last little bits of a kit or a collection, and I'm going to use those scraps to create, well, as many cards as I can. So I make note cards, just thank you cards, everyday cards, it's just little cards I can send to everybody for any occasion. They are all the same size, just your standard A5, but this is how I make cards. So I hope you enjoy the process, and let's see how many cards I can make. For today's Cards from Scraps video, I'm going to create using the scraps from my December 2015 Clique kit. So for my first card, I'm going to collect together all of the branding strips that I hadn't used yet. So I do use them while I'm scrapbooking for layers or for different things, but I'm going to do maybe a little trimming on them if they need it, like that triangle one, and I'm just going to line them up. I'm also going to go ahead and put some Tim Holtz Vintage Photo Distress ink on all of the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a striped card. And I'm just going to take all of the branding strips, place them over the card front, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue them all down and put them together just one on top of the other till I have the entire card front covered. So when I get a little bit, maybe about halfway down, I'm going to grab some washi, some gray striped washi from my stash, and I'm going to make just a strip down the middle of it to help fill in, because I'm noticing I'm probably not going to have enough strips to get all the way down to the bottom. And also just to give kind of a resting place, because it is that particular washi it's not a super busy pattern, it's pretty neutral. So I'm going to get to the bottom of my strips here, and I'm going to realize I have a little bit of a gap, which I didn't measure these, I didn't make sure they were even, and anyway, that's what the super thin washi's for, right? So I grabbed some super thin red washi, and I go ahead and fill in that gap just at the bottom of the card. It kind of is uneven and kind of, it looks a little messy, and that's okay. I like the way that it looks. I like that it looks messy. So now I grabbed some vellum from my stash as well, and I cut a little piece of it, and I'm going to grab these Bella Boulevard alphabets that were in the Clique kit, and I'm looking to see what letters I have to spell thanks, and that was really the key. What letters do I have left to spell the word thanks? And that's how I chose my alphabet. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim that up and add some black polka dot washi to my sentiment. And I'm going to tear the washi because I think it just gives it a little bit more interest. And I think washi tape is a really great thing to have when you're sitting down to make some cards from scraps, because they can really help you to fill in kind of gappy places or things you need a little more color. So since I have those two strips of washi there at the bottom of my card, I'm going to put two strips at the top. And I'm also going to add the wood veneer pieces. Those are from Pink Fresh Studio Happy Things collection. And I'm going to, so now I'm just trimming off that red washi that I put at the top, and I'm also going to add a piece of torn black washi to the top as well, so that the top and bottom both have the polka dotted washi. And there is our first completed card. For our next card, I had this larger piece of red polka dot paper, so I decided to trim it and use it to fill up a little more than half of the card front, so maybe 2/3. And you'll see I'm going to ink everything on every one of these cards with Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. So I put it down, and then I'm kind of collecting some things together, and I decide, oh wait, I think this little acetate tag would look really cute, and it's my last one, so I can use it and use those all up. So I went ahead and I'm going to put that acetate tag on, and then I'm going to use the aqua washi, and I decided those are going to be our colors for this particular card, that aqua and the red. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to use some of the Bella Boulevard stickers on the bottom. I'm going to put them there, and I'm going to kind of let them sit for a little bit, but ultimately I'm not going to like them. So now you're going to see how I really like to tie twine at the end of my tags and what I do. So I love to use a fine line bottle and some Scotch quick dry glue and make little like swirls and loops from my tags. And then I just let the twine dry before I cut it off at the end. And that's it works really well, and I love how those little loop-de-loops and little strings look coming out of that tag. Now I'm going to pull those letters off, and I'm going to grab some lighter, more aqua colored alphabets from Ellie's Studio, and I'm going to use those to write out my hello. And I really do like those aqua letters much, much better. And now we're going to do a little trimming and add a little vellum heart, and this card is done. Oh, wait, not done yet. Here I am putting on the little, there's the little washi tape heart. I thought we were finished. And, oh, I put some little bitty, those little bitty sprinkles from close to my heart on it. And now we're done. For the next card, I'm going to punch bunches and bunches of circles. I'm going to take some of these scraps of paper, and they're double-sided papers, and I'm going to just punch a bunch of circles. And I'm going to ink them up and place them the way that I like them on my card, and then I'm going to trim them off. And then I'm going to go into my stash and find a stamp set. The stamp set I choose is actually a brand new one I just got from Felicity Jane. And the stamp says, keep moving forward. So I'm going to stamp it first on a piece of cardstock, and it's going to look perfect. And then I'm going to go to stamp it again on my card, and it's not going to stamp so good. So I'm going to leave it dry because it is pigment ink. It's going to take a little while to dry. And I'm going to fill in some of the empty spaces now that I know where my sentiment is with some more circles. Now I'm going to grab some Heidi Swapp Color Shine in black, and I'm going to throw it all over my card and ink it up good. And I think the next thing I do is, yes, there I go, rewrite my sentiment with my Muji pen right over that stamp just to make it darker so you can see it better. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab some gold star puffy stickers and some gold adhesive, or gold sequins. And I'm going to go ahead and attach them, and our card is done. For our fourth card, I had this little square card that was part of the kit, and it said, "You are spectacular." And I thought that would be super cute as a card sentiment. Really easy, really quick to put together. And then there was also these little wood veneers. And there was a pair of glasses on the wood veneers that I hadn't used yet. And so I'm just going to go ahead and attach that card, and I'm going to, on either side, put a little bit of just, it's white polka dot pattern paper. And of course I'm going to ink it up and attach it to either side of the card. And so now I'm kind of looking at my kit, and I'm down to the bare bones. There's really very little left, but I think I can squeeze one more card after this one. So I'm going to go ahead, ink everything, and grab that wood veneer glasses. And then I decide I want like some sparkles or sprinkled stuff around. So I went ahead and grabbed the yellow Jelly Bean Soup sequins, and I actually went ahead and used up the rest of the package of those sequins. So happy. And then I filled in with some gold sequins too. And then I'm pretty sure I dive into my stash for some cute acrylic yellow stars. There they are. Or no, that's puffy sticker for a hashtag. There are the stars. So these stars are pretty big, and I thought I'd mention here, like they have a good bit of dimension. So I thought I would mention here that when I put something really kind of dimensional or thick on a card, I make my own envelopes. So while this card is like a standard A5 card, the envelope will be much bigger to accommodate those acrylic stars. And now we're down to our very last card. So I had this really kind of great idea for this card. I saw that label paper, and I thought it would be really neat to go ahead and get a bunch of maybe like coordinating stamp sentiments and put a sentiment in each one of those little tags. So I grab a number of my Felicity Jane stamps and kind of lay them out where I think they would look cute. And they just say like really uplifting kind of, you're doing great kind of sentiments. One says go for it, and one says unstoppable. And One says, anything is possible, and one says, today we smile. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my StazOn ink this time and go ahead and stamp with my StazOn to get just a little bit of a crisper, cleaner stamp, because that first pigment ink, I don't use it very often, and in that card before, I remembered why. So grab my good old StazOn, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp all these sentiments. And they don't fill the labels kind of like the way they did in my head. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab some Tim Holtz label letters. And I use these constantly. So above the fun, I'm going to put the word have. And above the stamp that says unstoppable, I'm going to put the word you are. And then I'm going to struggle a little bit with where to put my embellishments and how I want to put the embellishments, because I'm really kind of running out of things maybe. And so I know that this is it. This is the last card I'm going to be able to get out of my kit. And so I'm going to add some hashtags, and I'm going to add, because I just thought those were really cute, and I'm going to add some of those wood veneers, and I'm just going to kind of call it done. Some sequins, and really what you can't see is here, I'm really having a hard time. Like, I know this is it. I'm not going to get another card out of this kit, but they were really fun, and I got 5 cards out of them. So now I think my kit is about as killed as I can get it. These are the embellishments I have left, so not too much. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them into like a zip top bag. And I keep right off camera this way a 31 craft caddy that I keep random embellishments in like this. And then when I'm looking for something on a page, I can just pull that craft caddy out and kind of look through it. Here, I'll even show it to you. If I don't know how great it on camera, but it's right off to the side. It kind of looks like this. And so I'll go ahead and just put those things in there, and then I can pull from them, because I think a lot of these could be used with any collection or with any kind of page like these wood veneers for sure. So what I did then is the next thing I have left over is alphabets, the Bella Boulevard alphabets, and I cut them into strips because they were a big 12 by 12 sheet. And again, right on my scrap desk, right off camera, to the left, I have a container that's just alphabets that I can sort through and grab as I need, as I scrap. So those are going to go just right into that container. And then the paper, oh, there's another alphabet. And then the paper, so what I did with my leftover paper is I trim it up and I make it into either 3 by 4 or 4 by 6 cards. And I put this with my other Project Life cards. I don't do a weekly Project Life, but I do pocket pages of events, and I also do like 1 pocket page a month of stories and things that I want to document, but that I don't necessarily think I want to put on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. So there's my rest of my kit ready to kind of go into my stash, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and have a lovely day. Bye!